Hello, Chris Lipe here with a reaction and analysis to Ronnie James Dio, Holy Diver. I gotta admit, I have never gotten into anything Dio. I have heard this song in the background, but have never critically listened to it in any way or put it on and given it my undivided attention. That might seem a little weird given some of the other musical tastes I've communicated on this channel. But for whatever reason, his voice has not been something that I've gotten into. But I've received a lot of requests for something Dio-flavored on the channel. And so I'm excited to do this video. Now, this song was recorded when Dio was 41 years old, as I understand it, which, from what I know about his voice, having an incredible mixed voice, incredible range, lots of dynamics, and in the rock world in particular, there are a lot of vocalists who didn't even make it to 41 in terms of retaining good vocal textures and quality, and maybe they lost a lot of range or struggled with a lot of injuries or whatever. That never happened, really, to Dio. I mean, he was able to sing really well throughout his career. Yeah, his voice changed here and there, but man, what an incredible example of a well laid out and cherished vocal career. So keep that in mind. This guy did a lot of things right, and he was able to sing high and aggressively and harness emotion and use mixed voice extensively and do it in a healthy way. If you'd like more help developing healthy habits in your own voice and developing healthy sensations so that you can truly learn about your voice and everything that it can do, the best place to start with me is by clicking the link below and joining my free voice course. I'll help you discover all sorts of things. I like the synths. This kind of music really was before I really got into music. The 90s defined my tastes. These simple riffs are cool. Okay, let's talk about his overall vocal posture. That's not that high, although he can go really high. But this is not Holy Diver, Holy Diver. He's already using mixed voice, even though he can hit that note in pure chest. This is really important for us who are wanting to sing higher. This is really important for us to understand and be able to relate to. The vocal posture that he's using, even though he's singing lower, this is not Holy Diver, it's Holy Diver, Holy Diver, there's more compression, there's a higher larynx, there's some nasality and awareness of nasality. Not that this is terribly nasal, but keep that in mind. I'm going to mention this a lot more in different ways as we go on, I'm sure. Beautiful vibrato. Ride the tiger, you can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. You can see his stripes, but you know he's clean, clean. That's another thing about his style, sounds like. You heard him darken, clean. He didn't go clean. If you listen to Robert Plant, who has a similar approach in this register of his voice, Robert Plant, especially when he was younger, would maintain this sort of highly compressed, forward, somewhat crowish sound, even when he was getting really low. But he is... Cornell does this, like, really obviously. But it's neat to hear Dio doing this as well.
To see what I mean, gotta get away, holy diver, yeah.
Even that though, this isn't just, I can hit those notes, Okay, well, I can hit those are chest notes. There's this sense that he's maintaining this consistent level of compression throughout his range. That's more compressed, bright, show my teeth, awaken the nasality, as opposed to and that helps him connect up to here and here and have that nice fun grit.
Shiny diamonds, like the eyes of a cat in the black and blue. Something is coming for you. Look out! It's for the morning. You can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, we will praise
till you see the light! Till you see the light! Notice how long that was? Now he's using a little bit more compression there. See the... And then light! This is so important for us to recognize in our own voices. Good tone and good expression is never static. That light stood out in a healthy way because it was approached differently. He was doing this and very happy. And then he said, light! See the light! I'm exaggerating what he's doing in terms of the amount of compression, the amount of grit. But I'm doing that to make a point. It becomes more interesting when we're focused on dynamically moving around tonal options in our voice.
rise. Gotta get away. Get away. Between the velvet lies, there's a truth that's hard as steel. Yeah.
Hard as steel. As hard. That's very crowish, right? As hard. This isn't as hard as steel. You listen to guys like Miles Kennedy, and they utilize this crawl, honk, honk, very nasal, right? But if you listen to Steele, let's go back just a little bit here.
Hard as steel.
We have hard, and then we have steel.
There's a truth that's hard as steel.
We have this very dynamic change. Hard as steel, hard as steel. Truth, 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 truth is hard as steel. All of these are very differently placed, right? Truth, 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 truth. Truth is hard as steel. Steel is not crowy, as crowy. That's what makes his voice so interesting and cool. Yours can be that way too.
The vision never dies.
There it is.
Like some never-ending wheel. Say, holy diver.
So there was that. The vision never dies. See, went up to his head voice there. Super cool.
You're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump on the tiger. You can feel his heart, but you know he's mean. Some light can never be seen.
Head voice again there. That's cool right there. Now, I hope you're hearing or listening for other ways that he's dynamically modifying his tone and placing these different notes in different ways. But when he goes up to that, and then he comes back down, that's pretty cool and a neat thing to try in your own voice. There it is. So we've got this head voice note. It is pure, wonderful, resonating engagement there. And then we come down just a whole step, right? And we're going to lean into that note. We're going to lengthen the tone of it. Not that much. Going in and out of your head resonance. Hey, you want to extend your range? Start experimenting more with using your head resonance and then leaning into a comfortable note in your chest resonance. Just like this. And if you crack a little bit while you're dialing things in, while you're experimenting with joining those two together, good. Because if you pay attention to the sensation of cracking and lean into that, you're going to be able to blend your resonances, your voices or registers better. But you can't do it if you're not willing to crack a little bit. Yeah,
Holy diver, you've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, it's becoming of me. No, ride the tide. You can see his stripes, but you know he's clean.
No, that's can be a thin note, right? No, but he has really chested that up. He is using a lot of compression. No. I'm just hitting that note in head voice, right? No. Add compression. I'm going to let my voice crack as I'm dialing in. I'm going to let my pitch go down too as I'm adding compression. No! And you can hear all sorts of different flavors, right? As I'm pushing, as I'm dialing in my support, as I'm letting my voice crack, as I'm adding compression, I'm able to create a middle ground where I can really lean into that note. No, more compression. No. Voice is cracking. I'm using too much air right around my break. Lean into it. No. Oh, you still hear the pitch in there. So, no. Ooh, there was a good balance. No. There was not so good balance. No. Ooh, yeah. But I'm constantly teetering and feeling out what's good, what feels okay, and being willing to error on either side of that. But being able to go, no, and have that neat grit when you're surrounding it with thinner notes, super cool.
Don't you see what I mean?
Mean.
Gotta get away. Yeah. Holy diver.
Way darker way. A little bit more compression there towards the end. All I'm doing is really playing with the tonality like he's doing, but sort of slowing it down so you can absorb those differences. I think it's so fun to dig into those different tonalities. Ugh, yeah. Those are some great notes there. All right. Notice how he's in that mixed posture. All right. Yeah. Holy diver. That's really the first time I've given that song a good listen and dug into Dio's voice in that way, period. Super impressed, super inspiring. This type of mixed voice and coherency across a range. And he didn't go, super high, but this is actually better to study if you're trying to get into mixed voice or singing higher, to not pursue the super high stuff, but to pursue this middle area of your voice and practice joining your chest to your head voice. And he's doing this. Go back and listen to this song in its entirety several times now that I've broken down his approach and pinpoint, mixed voice, using a little bit more compression there. Oh, he's using his head voice, then he goes to his mixed voice and his chest voice. It's not really important from a classification perspective. Like, you don't need to be right or argue with anybody like, oh, that's mixed. Oh, no, that's chest. It's more if we can start identifying aspects of his approach and put them into our own voices and experiment, even if we're wrong, at least we're experimenting and feeling out things in our own voice. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. This is the way I roll with reaction videos. I talk a lot, I sing a lot, I experiment. Leave comments, leave other songs that you'd like me to do. And again, if you want more help with your own voice, click that link below and join my free voice course. We'll see you for more.